Welcome, fellow adventurers. So this is Gallo with Joystick and Java. Grab your cup of espresso as we settle in today's entry into the Lorefinders archive. So the first one in the entry is actually going to be Xenoblade Chronicles X, Definitive Edition. So what we'll actually be discussing is really forgotten lore, beasts and foes, trials we overcome, essentially reflections and insights that we can give through each playthrough. So let's dive on in and see what discoveries await. Alright, so to start it off, as mentioned, Chronicle of the Day is really Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition X. So Tales of the Journey. In this session, I started with the intro cutscene where Earth is engaged in an intense battle with aliens. The destruction of Earth leads to Project Exodus, a desperate attempt to save humanity. So that's kind of what started my playthrough. And then also during the playthrough, I created my character Liko. So we'll talk more about why I chose that character. But then they proceed out of stasis. After completing some introductory tutorials, I engaged in my first few battles with some early creatures, getting a feel for the basic combat mechanics and exploring the environment. This is kind of a summary of what we'll kind of went through during my playthrough. We'll talk about those a little bit more. So really the label I call the forgotten lore. Sounds kind of mysterious. But really just kind of talk about, any lore I picked up during the gameplay. So the story begins currently in July of 2054 AD, where Earth was devastated in a battle against aliens. Earth's force were equipped with strong weapons, but there was no match for the alien invasion, leading to Earth's destruction. Project Exodus was initiated, which involved launching arcs and cradles to send survivors into space. The White Whale, one of the few remaining ships, managed to escape and crash landed on a nearby planet in September 2054 AD. The game pretty much just says 2 months later. After being in stasis, the protagonist wakes up in this new world, with hints of a lone hero who helped the survivors during the escape. The city mentioned in this lore offers a glimpse into the world's rebuilding efforts, so something to keep in mind as well. So the next section I have is Beasts and Foes. I'm always a big enthusiast of different creatures in games, and of course, naturally, any people you combat. And this will also include different NPCs we meet along the way. So Elma, she's the main NPC encountered at the start, offering guidance throughout the beginning of the journey and will probably play a huge role in the story. Never played Xenoblade Chronicles X, so just going in with my eyes wide open. There's a few entry-level creatures, which I won't talk too many of them. Like there's a Bebble Blatta, which is just kind of like a little beetle running around. One thing that was actually interesting was the Stone Potamus. It's a more challenging creature capable of attacking with its tongue, and it also had horns and large humps on its back, making it have a distinct appearance from, the early Beetles, so to speak. And you can also target those different humps on its backs, which then implode and actually allow them to take more damage. So for trials and triumphs, so the session mainly consisted of working through the tutorial stages. Naturally, you aren't really going to have that many trials and triumphs during the tutorial, but hey, still want to talk about it. So some of the time I spent time early on attacking small creatures. That way I could understand the core combat system, especially getting comfortable with the art system. Using arts, which are special abilities tied to weapons, helped me get a feel for my abilities on how to best approach combat encounters early on, between up close and personal with melee combat and also far away with actual, gun weapon. One triumph was that I actually overcame and actually creating my character in less than 30 minutes, because that can always take, hours on it anyways. To actually create a Liko from the Pokemon series, because that's one of my, favorite series to watch, or I'm just really a Pokemon enthusiast anyways. Now, the character creator is very limited in what I can do, so, keep that in mind. Don't judge me too harshly on that side. So something I labeled Seeker's Advice. It's really just kind of any helpful hints I'd pick up along the way. So the first one is actually quests. So if you're having an issue finding the quest, go to the locations marked with an exclamation mark. Indicate quest-related areas to explore. Arts, so as mentioned, you get up to 8 that you can choose, and they're specialized for your weapons. So, try and mix and match for different combat situations. Other thing that was fascinating is actually the soul voice. So pay attention to soul voice prompts as they give instructions for which arts to use. So with those, if you sync them up with your character and your party, you actually get beneficial boosts during combat. Other thing that was cool is you can target different appendages on creatures. So as mentioned for the creature earlier, you can attack, the bumps on its back or humps on its back. And then different ones, you can have the wing, legs, and so forth. Other thing is, it's for view options, you can actually adjust the zoom. So you can go in and out depending on your preferences. If you want to make it like first person shooter, you absolutely can do that. Make it further away and actually see more of the world. And the only other bit of advice I would have is attack the creatures early on. Because you'll get various drops, you'll learn new arts and get resources. So it actually helps to build your character, which is how most RPGs generally are. So for insight, I'm particularly curious about the lone hero mentioned in the lore and how they will play a role later on. Seems like they may have a significant part to play in the overarching narrative, and I wonder if we'll meet them as the story progresses. But overall, outside of that, my really kind of first initial reaction is I actually enjoyed the gameplay between the arts, the exploration, and really even the character customization, even though there's not really too much to it. But I'm excited to see what Xenoblade X, what I can actually play out with. I'm excited to see what happens. And with that, today's entry of the Lorefinders archive has ended. Until next time, cheers.